Hey everyone, I'm here because I just took a DNA test on Christmas. The story is that I'm actually trying to get dual citizenship through my paternal line. My second great grandfather actually came from Italy, and through that, I am able to get Italian citizenship. So, for the past 6 months or 8 months, I've been researching my family line to try to get documents and trying to get everything I could to prove my bloodline to an Italian descendant. But all this research has got me kind of excited to find out, like, where my family is from, where my family history is from, and whatnot. So for Christmas, I got the DNA kit. I don't know if you can see that. So to explain a little bit more about how the test works, there's different DNA tests that you can do that'll test like paternal DNA and maternal DNA. But the ancestry one actually works for your autosomal DNA. So it's called an AT-DNA test, and it searches over like 700,000 places on your DNA to look for specific markers. These markers actually have hints as to where your ethnicity could be from. And I believe the way it works, I don't remember, I researched it a while ago, but I think the more DNA they collect, the more hints and information they can kind of like regionalize where your DNA comes from. But I am assuming I know my dad's mom. So my grandma, I know that she's 100% Italian or from Italy because both of her parents were born to Italian citizens. So that's the bloodline that I've actually researched the most because I'm trying to get the blood or the citizenship through blood. Um, but anyways, so I know my dad's dad, so my grandfather. I know his last name is Clyde, which is my last name. So I assume that it's from Scotland, somewhere around there. But I know that they moved to America back in the 1600s, and they were ranchers for like 400 years, and they were cowboys pretty much. Which I know that my mom's mom, my grandma, her last name is Fellows, and I think she comes from England. I'm assuming Fellows sounds pretty English. And then my grandpa, my mom's dad, is his last name is Messerschmitt. Messerschmitt. And I'm pretty sure Messerschmitt. That sounds pretty German to me. Um, so I'm really excited. I mean, as you can see, I'm pretty white, but we're about to find out what, flavor of white I am. All right, without further ado, let's take a look at what I am. Here I logged in, and I've been building this family tree for a little while. Um, okay, let's see here. All right, so here displays my DNA results. On first look, it looks like I'm very, very British, which is actually kind of surprising. Uh, 16% Western European, 11% Caucasus, 11% Iberian Peninsula, and 23% other regions. Okay, let's look at view my full results. Let's see what they look like. Okay. So I guess here it tells you about DNA matches. Oh, he's a handsome guy. All right. Some DNA matches. It tells you about your DNA story and then your DNA circles. I don't have any DNA circles. I think that's you. Yeah, you can link. Maybe if I had my family tested, they could link to me, which could be actually really really useful because, like I said, your parents only pass on 50% of your DNA. 50% of their DNA to their children. So my siblings are gonna have drastically different. Oh, let's see. I'm so excited. Okay, it just changed on me. All right. I don't know how much it's gonna tell me. Okay, so apparently 40% is from Great Britain. Okay, England, Scotland, and Wales. All right, that's not surprising to me because my last name is Clyde, which is Scottish, very Scottish. There's a river called the Clyde River. All right. Oh, this is wow. All right. This is kind of cool. All right, so I've got basically all of Europe. It's not very centralized, is it? Regionalized, is it? So I've got West Europe, which is Germany, France, and Austria primarily, Belgium. I'm gonna assume that it's mainly Germany just because my mother's maiden name is Messerschmitt. Okay, Caucasus area. This is really surprising. Okay. Huh. So Armenian. Ah, they Southern Italy. Oh, okay, wait a second. I'm an idiot. All right. That makes a lot of sense then. Okay, so right, I'm Scottish, and then I'm gonna assume that's German, and then the Caucasus. Your DNA shows that you have ancestry from that links you to southern Italy. Yeah, I knew that. I'm Italian. I wish I was more Italian. We can't help that. All right, Iberian Peninsula. That's interesting. So I've got huh. So from Spain or Portugal, 11%. All right then. Okay. Then we've got Eastern Europe, Poland, Slovakia, Czech Republic, Austria, blah blah blah. Okay, I don't know what that could be. I, this just makes me more curious about my family tree. Hopefully, I can find more out over the next couple. And also, I'd like to say that if my English is a little weird, I live in South Korea and I've been here for a couple years, and I don't use English as much as I'd like to anymore. So my accent's all messed up and whatnot. Okay, then this is like Ireland, Scotland, Wales. So this must be like the Irish part of it because up here in Great Britain it also said Scotland. So maybe I've got some Irish in me. Middle East. From the Middle East, which is just southern Italy. I don't really consider that part of the Middle East, but whatever floats their boat. In Scandinavia, less than 1% from Scandinavia. Alright guys, so I went off camera for a little bit because I wasn't really understanding what any of the results meant. And it turns out I actually found that Ancestry makes my own little DNA story. So we'll take a look at that really quickly and see if we can make sense of this. So my major regions, and I guess what they're going to what I'm gonna say I'm comprised of is the what we saw earlier, the 40% Great Britain, which I'm assuming is mostly Scottish, the Western European, which I'm assuming is the Western European, which I'm assuming is German, and then we've got the Caucasus, which I'm assuming is southern Italy, the Iberian Peninsula, which could be anything, probably Spain, southern European, which is also the Italy, the southern Italy. So it's kind of cool. It lays out like a little timeline of what happens, and it does coincide well with what I've researched of my own family history. So I guess what happened is just, before 1750, we were just partying, mixing around, you know, getting different hair colors and eye colors and whatnot. And I suppose what happened is I'm pretty sure that the 40% of my Great Britain, I'm pretty sure they just came straight from Scotland. I know that my grandfather's family came straight from Scotland back in the 1600s, and they lived in America for a long time. And I know they had like a little community of Clydes. That's a story that he told me about. So it just jumps from early history, so I'm probably just, I'm just white, pretty much, what we're seeing here. And then it jumps to my 1750 to 1800s, and it has all these little regions highlighted in Italy of where my DNA could have been from. I do know that I've had some relatives that came from Albania that were originally from Italy, so maybe they crossed over to Albania or whatever. I'm assuming they crossed over to Sicily and regions of Sicily. And then 1850 to 1875, it says that they crossed over to the US. That might be true for some of my ancestry. The ancestry line that I've followed for my Italian citizenship, they actually came over in 1900, which would coincide well with this chart. I guess they went over to, I don't know, is that Michigan? Go over to Michigan. I do know that a lot of them, wow. Wow, they were spread out. They even went to California. Why don't I live in California? I know the ancestors that I'm directly related to. That my grandma's mom was born to Italian parents in Long Island, and so I mean, my whole family line stopped at Long Island, but I guess some of my other, cousins or second cousins, third cousins, whatever, went all over the place. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm sorry you had to sit through like 10 minutes of me just talking about my family history or whatnot, but I hope you just got kind of a feel for what ancestry is and what it's like. And again, I'm sorry for my English, guys. I don't use it very much. If you don't believe me, I'll make another video in Korean and you can see that my Korean has now kind of surpassed my English. Anyways, alright, take care, guys. Have a good one.